Okay, you guys, we are back with another banging video. In this video, we're gonna talk about Ramir Satterthwaite, who has been trying to get Jay-Z's money. When it's not him, it is his godmother, and it was his mother before her passing. Now, I know a lot of people might be concerned as to how is it that Jay-Z won the most recent judgment in the lawsuit that Ramir filed against him. It is because, I'm going to break it down to you because the court documents actually exist supporting what I'm about to say. And I first came across this information from a attorney on Instagram. I don't remember her name, my apologies, but it was immediately after Hurricane Melissa and all the internet service was down in Jamaica. All I had was data to work with. And, I was just browsing through, to see what's going on in the world. And I came across this post. It was a video from a female, and she says that she is an attorney, and she broke down, when this case first started and all of that jazz. And that's how I came by the knowledge, because when I went and I did some research, because when I saw her video, I was like, could it be that Jay-Z is paying this woman? But I said, let me check if there's any such information that I could find for myself. And I was able to find the information on the internet for myself. So as such, I can tell you that, it may seem as though Jay-Z didn't submit his DNA, so he shouldn't have won the case, but I'm going to explain to you guys why Jay-Z won this case, because Ramir, his godmother, and a few other people, including his mom, they have been going after Jay-Z ever since Ramir was born. At one point in time, Ramir's mom had Jay-Z and Ramir's actual father in court, right? Ramir's dad did the DNA test, allegedly, and Ramir's actual father was paying the child support. So after Ramir's dad started paying the child support payment, Ramir's mom decided that she was still gonna go ahead and take Jay-Z to court. And the judge threw out her case because the judge was saying it's kind of like, it's fraud, really, because she has the child father who has stepped up to his responsibility and is paying child support. Why is she now stepping forward to claim that another man is the father of her child? So when she initially filed the court documents, the first lawsuit, it was thrown out of court. She restructured her lawsuit, and she has been filing claims since then. She passed. Ramir's godmother and a few people know Ramir is going after Jay-Z. In this case, the judgment that was passed, it was Ramir's godmother who is to pay Jay-Z his legal fees, and it is over $100,000 because they've lost the case again. Remember, this case has been going on from Ramir was born. They have filed numerous lawsuits against Jay-Z in numerous counties, numerous states, and every time they have to pay Jay-Z his legal fees. Jay-Z has never countersued. And oftentimes when celebrities don't countersue or take legal actions, people tend to think it's because they're guilty. But you guys have to understand that Jay-Z is an intelligent man, and Jay-Z is not going to countersue when he sees that clearly there's a problem here. And I don't know if Ramir has any mental issues, or is it the case that he has been brainwashed by these people? But Jay-Z is not his father. You guys need to go ahead, find those court documents from his mom started filing lawsuits up to this point, and you guys would see And Jay-Z doesn't need to submit any paternity because there's another gentleman who did his paternity, who it was allegedly proven then after Ramir's birth that that man is Ramir's father. That man looks like he could be Jay-Z's father as well. I kid you absolutely not. I mean, it's a stretch. And Ramir needs to stop. I think that Ramir needs therapy. And I think that the godmother who's enabling this kind of behavior, I think the godmother needs help as well. This has been going on for so many years. And consistently, it doesn't matter which jurisdiction they file in. It doesn't matter which county. It doesn't matter which state. They're always losing the case. No, for anyone who is about to say, oh, it is because Jay-Z is rich and famous and it's because Jay-Z is powerful. No, honey, let me explain something to you, how long they've been going at this case, right? Do you remember what Jay-Z looked like when he just started out in the music industry? Jay-Z looked like he had no idea what food was. Jay-Z, and I'm going to find the picture. I hope I remember when I'm editing this video. I'm going to find the picture, and Jay-Z looked like he never had any idea what food is. You know, when you're young and you have that high metabolism and you could go to a buffet and just eat the entire buffet and you would not gain a single ounce? Because at that point, Jay-Z was young, very good metabolism, extremely skinny. If you looked at Jay-Z at that point and Jay-Z now, you would be convinced they're two different people, but it's just that they're not. That's how long they've been going after Jay-Z. So when they first started after Jay-Z, right? This is the door to get into hip-hop, right? And Jay-Z, where he is now, Jay-Z is up here. When they started suing Jay-Z, Jay-Z was here, not even quite through the doors of hip-hop. So this is the door of hip-hop right here. And when they started suing Jay-Z, Jay-Z was about here, not even quite through the doors of hip-hop. So that should tell you a lot about these people. But Jay-Z has always been popular in the streets because he has always, you know, when a guy leaves school, he was working at Burger King and he's there at Burger King flipping the burgers and and telling everyone he's going to be a rapper one day, and he's spitting his flow and people are there bopping. Some like it, some were laughing at him. You know, Jay-Z has always been that guy who believed in himself. Before Jay-Z was famous, Jay-Z has always told people that he's going to make it one day and he's going to do everything that he needs to because he sees what they're doing and he's going to repeat those steps and he's going to become an amazing artist and he knows that he can do it. And with a mentorship, and Jay-Z was always paying to get into places, even expensive events that he could not afford. He was paying and allegedly selling Christina Aguilera, read between the line, in the street and making some connections until he got his foot through the door of the music industry. They have been going after Jay-Z before Jay-Z was popular in hip-hop. He was popular in the streets. You know, that kind of guy, everyone knows him and everyone knows that he's going to become a big thing one day. That was Jay-Z. At the time, they were suing Jay-Z. So it's not just today, honey. It's not just today. So you cannot say that Jay-Z used his fame nor his power, because when they started suing this man had neither fame, power, nor nothing. He looked malnourished, you know. You guys know I love the theatrics, but this time, it's not. It's not theatrics. I kid you, absolutely not. Jay-Z looked like he had never known food at that point. As a matter of fact, you would wonder, who is... If I show you Jay-Z's picture a couple years ago, you would say, "Star, you are a mother effing liar." But you would see a lot of people in the comment section telling you, "Oh, she's not lying. That's actually Jay-Z." So I'm just saying they have been suing Jay-Z for that long. it could not be because of his money and his power. It's because they've been coming at him for so long, and the case doesn't make any sense because Ramir's father actually did the DNA when he was born, paid the child support and everything. So I want you guys to do your own research about this Ramir guy. From his mother. She's dead. I'm learning. May her soul rest in peace. I don't even want to talk about her because you should not speak ill of the dead. I don't want to say what I want to say about her. But, you know, I don't know why it is that, like, sometimes, ever since I learned what I've learned about Ramir, I've started to wondering, is it that Ramir is mentally unwell? Or is it that Ramir's, like his godmother and everyone has brainwashed him? Because Jay-Z's not Ramir's father. Jay-Z is literally not Ramir's father. And because I think Ramir benefits from it no matter how the story floats, because once the story is doing good in the street, then it's okay with them. I think there's some small amount of benefit in it for them, but this has been going on for years, even before Jay-Z had this level of fame and connection, and they've always lost the case. They have been losing the case since day numero uno. They've been losing the case. I kid you, absolutely not. So this boy needs to go to therapy and get some help, because now what they're saying is that Jay-Z secured a decisive legal victory after a federal judge ordered the godmother of his alleged son to pay over $100,000 in attorney fees. Jay-Z walked away with a courtroom win and a six-figure payout. And this has always been the end results of the cases. Always. And he never countersues or anything. And it's not because he's guilty. It is because the man just realizes that something is wrong. And there's no sense in suing them. For what? Because if they're coming after him for money, why he's gonna sue them? For what? You know? So they're saying, after he won a six-figure payout after a federal judge in California ordered the godmother of the man who thinks is his son to pay $119,235.45 in legal fees, bringing a long-running paternity dispute to a definitive close. The judgment ends a drawn-out legal saga that spans more than 10 years and multiple jurisdictions. So I kid you absolutely not. The order stated that Lillie Coley shall take nothing from the billionaire mogul and awarded attorney fees under California anti-SLAPP statute, which targets lawsuits that improperly challenge protected speech or legal action. Do you guys remember when going off on a little bit of tangent here, but do you guys remember when Kimura how is it that Kimura is not behind bars? How is there are so many celebrities that should be in prison and they're not. But if you and I should go into a store and steal a slice of cheese, God forbid, or a baby formula, nay, life. So why I brought up Kimura I brought up Kimura because of the protected speech law, right? Because we're going to go back to that case, because when Russell brought Kimura to court saying that Kimura and her husband, what's his name again? Tim Lesnar stole his money when Russell, said that Kimura and Tim pulled together, stole their shares in, what's that drink called again? That famous energy drink, right? Travis Barker also does a few promo for them. Kobe Bryant had bought shares in it, and he got millions of dollars, and his assistant was like, criminality and commonality. Criminality is such a commonality in the celebrity world. I kid you not. So Kobe's assistant was like, you know what? Kobe had promised to share Celsius. Kobe had promised to share his return on his investment in Celsius with me. You know, come to think of it, I think Kobe, you're dead, but dream didn't tell me if you were smashing your assistant, because why would she feel so strong to take your wife to court to say Kobe had promised me some of his shares in Celsius? You know, I'm going from one thing to the next, but they're all connected because Kimura and Tim, Russell took them to court and said, Your Honor, these two stole my shares in Celsius, and Russell broke down to the judge how Kimura and Tim did it. And the judge, you know, asked Kimura what is going on there with Russell's share in Celsius. Why did you and Tim mess with Russell's money? You know, allegedly. Kimura and Tim, as per the document that I read, they said under California anti-SLAPP law, which is free speech, based on California free speech, they're entitled to Russell's money. I kid you absolutely not. The judge was like, Kimura, free speech is from the mouth. Free speech doesn't give you the entitlement to someone's money. The case is going forward. And Russell was like, oh, Your Honor, yes, we need to subpoena her. We need all her phone records. The evidence is there. Oh, we're in January, aren't we? So it is this month that they go back to court. I'm going to look for that court document, honey. I'm going to look for that. Wait a minute now. I'm going to look for that court document because I want to see. And then since of recently, Kimura is saying that she owns Celsius. And I'm saying, my God, is that how much you stole from Russell till you're now the owner? She is not the owner of Celsius though. She has a lot of shares. I don't know how she comes by it. But her new argument, I'm understanding that she's planning on going into court in January, is that Russell said to her the shares were useless and he gave them to her. Like, I'm wondering who is Kimura paying me? I'll be your attorney, because how do you tell the judge that you're entitled to Russell's money under California free speech law, and now you're saying the man gave you the shares because he thought they were worthless, useless? Celsius? Where's Wendy when you need her, right? But back to Ramir, right? So after we spoke about this free speech, challenge protected speech or legal action, right? Because they're saying, you know, the order stated that Lillie Coley shall take nothing from the billionaire mogul and awarded attorney fees under California anti-SLAPP statute, which targets lawsuit that improperly challenge protected speech or legal action. So in this case, it was an improper challenge towards Jay-Z, because who is Coley? She's just a godmother. What evidence do you have that Jay-Z is this boy's father? So it was an improper challenge because she came with zero evidence. And you know what? I don't blame Jay-Z like hell. Don't give these people do not give the court your DNA, honey. Now they're saying Jay-Z may have a few bodies buried somewhere too, and he can't. And he just can't. Who knows? Jay-Z, I'm kidding. Don't take that seriously. Now they're saying the dispute traces back to Ramir Satterthwaite, a New Jersey man who has claimed for years that Jay-Z is his biological father. Jay-Z has consistently denied the allegation. Coley, who once served as Satterthwaite's guardian became the driving force behind the legal campaign. This woman needs to go have several seats. She's looking for fame, clout, and attention. Jay-Z is not this boy's father. Jay-Z, I'm not even a Jay-Z fan. I do love Big Pimpin'. Big Pimpin' Spin. So, yeah, I love a few Jay-Z songs. But I'm not even a Jay-Z fan to say, when sometimes people put the facts forward, others think that, oh my God, you're obsessed with Jay-Z, you're a Jay-Z fan, you're this, you're that. No, the truth is just the truth. Jay-Z is not this boy's father. His father claimed him the moment he was born, and the father did the DNA. He paid the child support. If I was the father, I would be suing Ramir. How dare you? How dare you insult your father like that? After your father has taken care of you the best way that he knew how to, you're going to chase after another man claiming that that man is your father? Like, what about me who paid, what about that man who paid his child support, took care of him and everything? I think that's highly disrespectful. Now they're saying she first filed a paternity action in New Jersey, which was dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. When I tell you they have been filing cases since his birth, I'm not exaggerating. I know I love the theatrics, but trust me on this one. And you can find the information too. Now they're saying the courts later block any new filings without prior approval, effectively shutting down that legal avenue because they've filed too many cases. In 2025, Coley filed a new lawsuit in federal court in California, which is the godmother, accusing Jay-Z of neglect and alleging that he and state officials used outdated court orders and liens to pressure her and Satterthwaite. Oh, please, bitch. Oh, please. Come on. She claimed those legal moves pushed her into bankruptcy and jeopardized her property, arguing that the state and Jay-Z legal team misrepresented earlier rulings. You see, this is why they have been dismissing your case, because you're not making any sense and jeopardizing your property. How do you go ahead and sue someone saying that this man is the father to that boy, and you have no DNA, but you're convinced that Jay-Z is the father? You're just a guardian. And you went in strong with a lawsuit and you're saying Jay-Z jeopardized your property? You jeopardize your property. What, you can pay someone to kidnap Jay-Z and draw some blood? That is what she should have done. Pay someone, or Jay-Z has locks. It's easy to get a follicle. Go to one of those parties that Jay-Z is at and pat him on his shoulder. You must pat him. You're gonna put the double side tape. I'm gonna tell you guys how to do this. Oh Lord, what am I teaching the internet? Get the double-sided tape. Ensure it's a clear one. Put a little piece in your hand. He wears locks, so at some point in time, the hair is gonna fall on his jacket. All you need is a follicle. So you get a double-sided tape and you pat him on the shoulder. It's gonna pick up the hair, even if it's a very small amount. Hey Jay-Z, how are you doing? And you pat to ensure that you get it and the tape doesn't stick too much. Nice to see you. And you walk off. And Jay-Z's gonna look like, who the heck is that? He doesn't need to know who the heck is that. You just got your sample. Or you pay someone to kidnap him, get a needle, and draw some blood. Get a needle and draw some blood. It's not that hard. But it is. I just love theatrics, guys. Don't take anything that I just said right there seriously. Okay, so She also filed an adversary proceeding in bankruptcy court arguing that the state enforcement actions should be blocked and accusing the New Jersey Attorney General of presenting demonstrably and provably false interpretation of prior family court decision. Lord Jesus, this woman is annoying. She's annoying and deluded. Is she okay, by the way? Now, Judge Garnett dismissed, shouldn't even have passed through the court doors, dismissed Coley's California lawsuit with prejudice, in late 2025, rejecting her attempt to amend the complaint and clearing the way for Jay-Z's legal team to pursue sanctions. So she cannot refile. When it's dismissed with prejudice, it's Coley is. The court also denied Coley emergency request to stop sanction. I'm smiling because it's kind of hard to be nice when someone looks so cuckoo. It looks like Coley is sick. So, the court also denied, can you imagine Coley want to stop sanctions? Stop sanctions? Stop sanctions? How do you file a lawsuit against someone without probable cause? The lawsuit just needs to be plausible. You're a godmother/guardian saying that you know for sure Jay-Z is this child's father and you ain't got a shred of evidence. And it's not as though you're filing the lawsuit and what you're filing based on your details that you've included, it's plausible. It would be plausible if Jay-Z was living in your house with Ramir's mom around the time she conceived, and Jay-Z was still living there when Ramir's mom was pregnant. At that point, you could have filed a lawsuit as his guardian to say, hey, Your Honor, Jay-Z was living with Ramir's mom at my premises. Here's our Thanksgiving photo. Here's this, here's this, that. But you have nothing plausible to file this lawsuit. You went ahead, you filed the lawsuit, and then because it was laced with so much mischief and lie, as though you're abusing the legal system, and they're saying sanctions against your ass. You want to file an emergency request to stop the sanction hearing? This woman is sick because not even an attorney does that unless they have very damn good cause. But anywho, Coley, she filed the emergency request to stop the sanction hearing, finding that she failed to meet the legal standards for such relief. The final should seal Jay-Z's legal victory and end years of litigation over paternity claims that multiple courts had already dismissed. Multiple courts over years. And it needs to end. Someone needed to do this. Someone needed to do this. Because Jay-Z is not this boy's father. This boy's father, his actual father, claimed him a few years ago. And even if Jay-Z is this boy's father, you cannot consistently force someone over the years to accept you. Move on. But Jay-Z is not his father, though. Jay-Z is absolutely, listen, everyone has doppelgangers. There are several girls out there that looks like me. Several. There are several girls and guys out there that looks like you guys. It doesn't mean that you are related to that individual. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? There are times I'll go to a place and I'll order stuff and someone is telling me, oh, you're Mr. Hughes' daughter. And that is one of the common comments that I always get. And there are some places that I go, and if I go to order food, oh, you're Mr. Hughes' daughter. No, I'm not. Oh, you can't tell us nothing. You look like all his girls. Are you the last one, the second to last one? And if I take certain transportation in Jamaica, oh, step in, Mr. Hughes' daughter. Come up, come. I can't tell anyone that I'm not Mr. Hughes' daughter. And I did my research and I tracked down Mr. Hugh to find Mr. Hugh and his daughters. And like hell, you could not tell anyone that I wasn't that man's child. I look like all his girls. We look like, and when you put all three of us together, his two other daughters and I, you could not tell anyone that we're not triplets. And if you put my daughter in the mix, you would think that we all belong to, and you know why I tracked down this man? Because people were consistently telling me that I looked like that man and I looked like one of his daughters, and I would be taking some transportation. Oh, come in, Mr. Hughes. And I would hear it so often, and I was curious and I was asking, who is Mr. Hugh? Where does Mr. Hugh live? Who is his daughter? And I met one of his daughter first, and and I was like, are you Mr. And she hugged me and she was like, oh my God, we heard that there was this girl standing out here that looks like me. And it happens. People resembles people, but it doesn't mean that you're connected by DNA. There's so many people that resembles even you, but it doesn't mean you're connected by DNA. There's sometimes, when I was skinnier, before the steroids, I would go to places and people would think that, oh, Shelly and Fraser Price. And I said, no, honey, I'm not Shelly. Are you sure you're not related to Shelly? Yes, I'm sure. I've met celebrities who was convinced that I'm Shelly and Fraser Price, and they said, I'm going to take a picture with you. Can I take a picture with you? Because I need to show it to my wife that there's actually someone out here that looks. No, I'm not Shelly and Fraser Price. So my point is, people do resemble people, and it doesn't mean that because you resemble someone, you're connected to them via DNA. I resemble my daughter's father, and we're not related. They used to call us brothers and sisters. And if you put my daughter between me and her father, you would think all three are related. Is it true? No. She's related to him and she's related to me, but I'm not related to him, So, Ramir, go have several seeds. He needs to have several seeds. But anywho, guys, this was a lengthy ass video and it was worth it. I enjoyed this video. Hope you guys did the same, and hope we never hear from Ramir again claiming Jay-Z to be his father. If we do hear from him, I do hope it's just all positive, beautiful things that he'll be doing for himself going forward. And that's all I have to share in this video with you guys. Peace.